Hello everybody, today I'm sharing with you a project I have made, and this is a video response for Annie. Annie is msgardengrove1 on YouTube, and she is having a yearly challenge, and her challenge is okay, she has two different options for her challenge this year. The first option is to alter a spoon in any style you like, either shabby chic, steampunk, vintage, mixed media. In any style you can do an altered spoon. And the other option is to make a pincushion and a stick pin in a tea party theme. So you can do that in creams and pinks and soft colors in a shabby chic style, or you can do it in a vintage style, and you can use any container to make that pincushion in, as long as it's something to do with a tea party. And I'll put a link to Annie's video in the description box below so that you can see for yourself what she means by that. I chose to do option 2, and that was a pincushion for a tea party style, and I've used the vintage colors for mine, which is the creams, the off-whites, you know, just the vintage and bit of silver and things like that. And I've made a pincushion, and this is it. And I have chosen to use a silver sugar bowl to put mine in, and it's a tarnished silver sugar bowl, which I love that sort of thing. And I have 3 tiers to my pincushion. And when I was taking photos of it, I thought, oh, it just looks like a bundle of lace. You know, it doesn't really look like cupcakes, but I hope it comes across that it does, because when I was making it, it did. I've used doilies, and I've used some a creamy off-white cotton underneath. Annie wanted tea-stained colours, and I'm out of tea at the moment, so I couldn't stain something up that colour, but I did have the cotton fabric in the same colouring. On the top here, I actually have a salt shaker lid, and where all the holes are, I've beaded. So I'll just bring that right up there, and you can probably see all those beads in those where those little holes should be. I've also put some beautiful chain bling around the base of it. Now the actual salt shaker lid is glued on. There's not a lot of glue in this pincushion, because glue and pincushions don't always go well together when you're trying to put pins in it. There's a lot of sewing in this, and there are a couple of things I did end up where I've caught the pearls up a little bit. I think I've used a bit of glue in certain places, but not a lot of glue, that's for sure. So most pins will go in very easily. I've used beautiful vintage laces, ruffled them in underneath each cushion. All the cushions are stitched together, and inside the sugar bowl there's also some stuffing as well, so if you were to put a pin down here into it, it still has something to go into in the base. It's not cut off. What else? I have pearl strands on here. I have beautiful vintage, 3 different vintage doilies on, well actually 4, because this is made up of 2 doilies on this part here, and then I took the center out of this doily, which made the top one here, which has a lovely raised flower in the center. I think Pam sent me that one, which enabled me to glue that top part into the center there. Like I said, a couple of ruffles of vintage lace there, and some more gorgeous vintage lace ruffled up along the bottom, and an absolutely beautiful antique lace. I've got a piece of that over here I will show you. This one here, I love it. It's just, oh, it's so delicate. Look at that, and it's already got that real curly look to it. So that is on the bottom there. I've made a bow on the side, and that's made of sari silk, and this beautiful vintage lace here, the same lace I've ruffled around the top part here. Now I did make this particular pincushion based on one of my favorite pincushions that I made for myself a few years ago, which is this one here. I used colored fabrics in this one here, but as you can see, the style is very much the same. This is probably a lot more shabby chic than this one. This one's just vintage, but Annie didn't want any darker colors on hers, so I've used very light colors. She also wanted to have a stick pin made, so I've made her a stick pin. I've made a couple of stick pins actually. This is the first stick pin that I've made. There. I can put them in here as I go along, I guess. And this is the second one. She only wanted you to make one, but I wanted to decorate the pincushion a little bit, so I'll put that one up there. And then I've also made her this hat pin, and I love it. I just think it's gorgeous. I love this style. And Gail sent me these wonderful long hat pins. Thank you, Gail. And it's made up of a bead at the top there. Oh, actually a spacer bead, a glass bead, a bead cap that goes from there to there, then a large bead cap that goes from there to there, then the silver bead, then this gorgeous ombre crystal type of bead here, and then another bead cap here and a spacer on the bottom there. And I just love the way these look. So that's going in there. You do have to be careful putting the bigger ones in because, you know, it's a wider pin to start with. So if you kind of twist it a little bit, you have no problem popping it in. And that goes right in there like that. So it's all very full, isn't it? But that's not all. Every one of these flowers is a stick pin. So Annie, however you see fit to decorate this little pincushion, and this is just made up of bead caps on the bottom, a couple of fabric flowers from Gail, and just a plain stick pin in it. And all these little flowers, even this one here, all of these, this one's in a little acrylic one with a, see the beading underneath it? All of these flowers come out like this. That, have I got them all? I do have them all. And even the bow is just, it's a stick pin threaded through the bow like that. So you're able to decorate this exactly how you would like it decorated on your shelf. The only flower that stays there is this one at the front, like that. And you can decorate to your heart's content. Like you might want it facing a certain way, so you want the flowers showing at one side, or you know, I will put them back in, but it's totally up to you. You might want some like a big, you might not want these in there, you might want them displayed in front of it, which looks absolutely lovely as well. So that is the pincushion. There's also I couldn't help myself. I just kept going. I made a couple more stick pins here as well. So, you know, I'll throw all those in. So you can decorate this or you can leave it plain like that. It is totally up to you. I love the idea of being able to decorate it. Just, there we go. However you want to decorate it. I think that's a really nice idea. You can play with it, angle them. You might want it on an angle there. You might want the bow on this side and not the other side. So however you would like to do it, you can. So I will put them all back in and wrap it really well so that it doesn't affect going by post or anything like that. But I hope you like it, Annie. I had a lot of fun making this. So much fun I couldn't stop, actually. Oh, I did forget to show you something. Under the little skirt, I did put a little bit of bling trim there, as you can see, because I like to add a little bit of bling, but I didn't over bling it, apart from the lid and the stick pins and everything like that. Okay, take care everybody, and thank you for watching. And Annie's challenge finishes on the 14th of November, so there's still a month to go. I'll get this in the mail for you this week, Annie. I need to email you for your postal details, and it'll be off at the end of this week for you, so it will get there in plenty of time. So take care everybody. Bye bye.